Hey guys, what's up? It's Midas Sun here, and today I'm going to be chucking together a 2-tick woodcutting guide for you. I know Automelody put one of these together a few months back, but I found that guide a little bit difficult to follow when I was learning, so I thought I'd put together one of my own ones to show you how I learnt the method and all that. So further ado, let's get into the inventory setup. And so the first inventory we're going to be going over is if you have completed Monkey Madness number 2. There's actually 2 different inventory setups for this video. So yeah, the first one's if you completed Monkey Madness number 2. It's just Mind Rune and Air Runes. For Wind Strike, I'll go over that in a little bit, and an Infernal Pickaxe. If you just have a normal axe, that's fine, but strongly suggest Infernal Pickaxe. You can bring a Rune Pouch too to put these in, but if you don't have it, it's no biggie. As for gear, just a little bit of defense boosting stuff if you're low level. Otherwise, I don't really need to bring, at 99 defense, I don't really need to bring this. But yeah, it's if you're a low level, it's probably a wise idea. And also, if you want to bring broad bolts or any bolts or darts, I can show you how to use them later. They're not going to be the main part of the video, but I'll show you how you can use them. And that's the first inventory setup if you have completed Monkey Madness 2. So for the second inventory, this is only if you've completed / started Monkey Madness 1. You want to bring an antidote and a ninja, or no, sorry, not a ninja monkey Grego, just any Grey, as long as you can turn into a monkey on the island. And you can also bring an emergency brew as well. It's not compulsory. And also just the Mind Runes and the Air Runes. Again, you don't need a Rune Pouch. And Stripey Feather and the bolts aren't needed. I'm just going to show you how to use them later, but they're not necessary to actually learn the method. So as for getting to the place and setting up the thing, let's get into that. So for getting to the spot where we go woodcutting, if you use the teleport to Apatol, which is just a standard spell on the spell book here, it just requires a few runes. You can just teleport and it'll teleport you right here. And if you haven't completed Monkey Madness 2, just equip your Grey and run all the way around here, and then this little icon here is the spot where we're going to be woodcutting. And otherwise, you can just go to the Tree Gnome Stronghold and take the plane thing across, and it'll put you right here, and then you can just run up here to the tree here. So I'll jump over there, and then I'll see you back. So I find it easier to just get a Slayering and then go up to the glider guys and then get flown over, but I really think there's no time difference between teleporting to Apatol. So if you have completed Monkey Madness 2, as you can see, nothing is aggressive to you on here. There's like snakes and stuff up here and spiders and stuff that'll attack you normally if you haven't completed it. But if you have, then they won't attack you. If you haven't completed it, all you have to do is equip your Grey and then run down here, and then we're looking for these 2 trees that are opposite each other. So if you haven't completed Monkey Madness 2, as a normal little monkey, just note the time on the bottom of the computer. Just sit here and cut these logs for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, nothing else will be aggressive to you, so you can just equip your short bow and you'll be back to where you would be if you had completed Monkey Madness 2. So this is the next part. This is where you have to lure the birds. Now you want to look for these little level 5 guys, and just use your Wind Strike. Use your Wind Strike, and then you want to pull them over to you. And what you want to do is you want to have a short bow on with no arrows. Put it on rapid. If you don't want to bring the Rune Pouch, you can just run around and punch them, but it'll probably take a few minutes. And the thing is, if you haven't completed Monkey Madness 2 and you run just a little bit to the left here, I think it's about past this square here, everything will become aggressive for you, and then you'll have to wait another 10 minutes. But if you've done Monkey Madness 2, you won't have to worry about that, so you can pretty much just run around and get 2 birds on you. So what you want to do is get 2 of these level 5 birds on you, and then we have to set up the timing for when we cut the logs. So once you have 2 birds on you here, there's 3 different forms that they can attack you in. The first way is not 3 different forms, there's 3 different kind of ratio, I don't know how you'd say it. The first one is when they both hit you at once. The second one is where they kind of, you see here, there's like, they go 1, 2, and then there's a gap, and then they go 1, 2, and then there's a gap. This is the second one. And then the third one, which is the hardest one to set up, is the one that we want. So when they're hitting you like this is the goal. Well, this is not the ultimate goal, but if you can get them in this, it's pretty easy to change it to like a 1, is the one that we want. So what we want to do is, you see how they go 1, 2, and then there's a gap there. They go 1, 2, then there's a gap. So when the second one hits you just before the gap, that's when you want to jump two squares to the right or the left, or the opposite way that they do. So go bang, and then as soon as that first one hits you, and then you see they'll be hitting you in a consistent 1 2 1 2. Yep. So once you've got them in that 1 2 kind of thing, if you don't want to do it that way, you can just run around like a maniac, and eventually they'll just jump into this. Yeah, and then once we've set it up like this, you're standing in the middle here. They're both on the it's more convenient if you have them on this side, because then you can just run up here and they won't go, because if you've got them on the south side and you run up to this tree, they'll just get stuck behind this tree. So if you can just set them up right there, that's the most convenient way. And then now we have to actually get into the how to do it properly. So this part's here the hardest to explain. So what we're going to do straight away is turn on your auto retaliate. Because we've got our short bow on, no arrows, we're not going to be attacking them at all. Zoom your screen in, nice and close. So this is what you want to do. You want to start off, you just want to hit the tree. You don't worry about anything right now. You just want to be cutting the tree, and then you'll see you got to count it. You got to go 1 2 1 2, and then just after one hits you, you have to click just on the ground next to here. So after this guy hits me and click, the second you turn around, click back to the tree. So we'll go again. You go 1 2. This guy's going to hit me. 1, click away from the tree, turn around, click back. And then you'll start to get it more consistently. So we're 1, after this guy hits, you click away. Whoops, that didn't work. Hang on, wait a second. So we go click, hit you the second you turn, So pretty much what you're trying to do is you want to try and, as soon as it hits you, the second that you turn, you just click back to the tree. And then if you would just watch my mouse, all you have to do once you're in here is you just have to have a consistent, you'll kind of get used to how, like, the speed that you have to click on the ground, and that's all you have to do. So let me just show you again. We'll drop all our logs real quick. Obviously you're not going to be dropping your logs when we're trying to do this quickly, but this is just for the example. So we'll just click on the tree, don't worry about these guys at all. So it goes 1 2, when that second guy hits you, click on the ground. Sorry, when the second guy hits you, click on the ground, and the second that you turn, you want to click back onto the tree. So 1 2, this guy will hit you, go, click off, turn, click, turn, click, turn, click, turn, click, turn, click, turn, click, click, turn, click, turn, click, and that's that easy. So now we're going to get into dropping the logs. What I'd suggest doing is just continue to doing that turn click method. Just keep doing it like this, and don't worry about trying to drop your logs for the first bit. Just keep doing it like this, and then fill your inventory up, drop your logs, and then once you have the method down pat, it's really not that hard to do it. So it's really not that hard to drop your logs. So this is how you drop your logs. When you go, instead of clicking on the ground to turn back to them, what you do is you just click on the tree, and then you drop your logs instead of clicking on the ground. And I strongly suggest doing this with mouse keys. You can do it without, as you can see, but it's a bit awkward. So rather than clicking on the ground, you just click on the log, if that makes sense. So for every single time that you would have clicked on the ground, you just click on the log. And then after you finish doing that, you can just fletch your darts instead of clicking on the ground, which I actually almost find easier, because it's like, if you have your inventory set up right next to the tree, you can just quickly click a dart together rather than having to click on the ground here. And for the click location, you can see there's a little line here for where this tree sits on in the square. Make sure you're clicking inside that line, but not on the tree. So I mean, you got a pretty big area to click on the ground there. But yeah, that's how easy it is. So here's just one final example, guys. So you're going to be on the tree, and you got to count out the hit spots. So you go 1 2 1 2, and the second the next one hits, you click off the tree, turn back, turn back, back, turn back, turn back, turn back, turn back. So I mean, that's pretty much the extent of how much I can teach you. The best way is just to keep trying, and eventually you'll get it. It's not that hard. You just, don't blame the Australian ping or anything, guys. It's not really much of an issue. You just have to click on the ground, click back to the tree, and Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you later.